Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Wu, and I am the Chief Development Officer at Clear Channel Singapore. And welcome to the World Out-of-Home Organization's first ever Asia Forum. It's such an honor to be moderating with some of the world's leading out-of-home industry leaders. We are here today on the Programmatic Power Panel. Troy, very pleased to meet you. Troy, you have accelerated business growth for companies that specialize in programmatic advertising, analytics, and data across Asia. You are now the Managing Director of Hivestack for North Asia, in charge of expanding operations across Greater China, Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. So your views on Asia would be most valued. Welcome, Troy.
Thank you for having me.
So out-of-home has ridden the pandemic wave like no other media channel, bouncing back stronger than ever, with a returning audience that has found a renewed appreciation for outdoor activities. And this has certainly sparked renewed advertiser interest in digital out-of-home as a meaningful vehicle to connect consumers. So programmatic out-of-home in particular is challenging the conventions of media planning because we are well placed to capitalize on the increasing consumer mobility movement and demand for a more scientific approach to buying out-of-home. So one that is data-led, fact-based, and insight-driven. So I hope the audience today will find the Programmatic Power Panel session to be insightful and fruitful, as I will be posing questions that will challenge our speakers to simplify and help us understand what is programmatic out-of-home, and to speak truthfully about the challenges we face, such as fragmentation and a lack of inventory consolidation, and just to be brave with ideas that will make a change. So let us begin. So let's start with this. What is really the meaning of programmatic in out-of-home? So the term PDO has evoked a lot of confusion in the marketplace. Is it automated buying? Is it real-time bidding? What is guaranteed or non-guaranteed? Or are you selling premium or distressed inventory? So how do we simplify the meaning of programmatic, and how have you refined this into your own selling unique propositions? Troy, your thoughts, please.
Great. So I think it's all well said by all the speakers, right? So to do a very quick recap, to simply put, I think programmatic advertising is really to help marketers to make data-driven choices when it comes to buying and selling ads. And by leveraging DSP, SSP, buying and serving outdoor ads can be done automatically to drive optimal results and successful campaign as well. So to be more specific, with a channel DSP like us, our proprietary platforms and technologies, and also partnership with various location-based data partners, the platform can actually help marketers to leverage geotemporal heat map to visualize when and where it has the highest concentrations of the client's target audience in order to make real-time decisions to serve the campaign ads at the right time, at the right place, to the right audience, just like how they would plan campaigns in all the other media digital channels.
Thank you, Troy. So those are great responses, and it seems that there is alignment with our industry leaders here today that it is simply the use of software to buy digital out-of-home, that it is a data-driven approach made fast, flexible, convenient, and transparent for advertisers. So we have here today out-of-home leading global brands with a strong market presence in the APAC region, including Australia, Hong Kong, Greater China, Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, and Singapore. So whilst we have been progressive and forward-thinking by getting on board programmatically, do you agree that we are now facing an issue of fragmentation and a lack of inventory consolidation? And just to add, buyers are also overwhelmed by the numbers of platforms available in each market and not being able to access multiple inventory and not being able to access multiple inventories through a single DSP. And on the supply side, media owners are having to meet varied requirements from SSPs. If the media owners are at all programmatically enabled now. So how do we begin to shape and narrow down the number of technology solutions in market, and what will it take to consolidate our offerings? Perhaps, Troy, if you'd like to go first then.
Cool. So I agree. I think fragmentation is very real, whether it's on the buy side or on the sales side. So on the buy side, my advice is, look for the ones that are built for your needs, right? So for example, there are many ways you can buy programmatic digital out-of-home ads, right? Whether it is a location buy or focusing on audience buys. But not all DSP are equipped with the same targeting capabilities. So again, look for the ones that really fits the needs. From a sales side standpoint, I think consolidation is already happening, or at least convergence, right? So we're seeing some key players looking at some solutions from a universal perspective. And perhaps more convergence will happen around standardizations of matrix and measurements. And there are many solutions to come to the market that are helping to facilitate an easier portal into programmatic, such as the header bidder solutions that we announced a few weeks ago, which is helping media owners to consolidate their efforts.
And I think we can agree collectively here today as well that the education piece is key to accelerating the growth of P2 with our clients, our agency partners, and buyers. And when we talk about buyers, it's also both in the programmatic trading team as well as the traditional out-of-home buyers. It's the first and most important step. So as an industry, we have established that out-of-home is a one-to-many medium. Measuring footfall traffic and defining a currency has been challenging for some. In 2012, Singapore had brought together major players in out-of-home to define an out-of-home currency led by an independent research firm, to define reach and frequency as a currency, which is still used today. But with the advancement of technology, some of us have since progressed to defining our own with, for instance, the use of video analytics or location intelligence that enables these real-time mobility behavior and interest targeting. So with these new data points, they are then applied to impression multipliers using programmatic digital out-of-home. I perhaps then would like to invite Troy to share your experience in playing a critical role in influencing this common currency, and if your market has successfully come together to define such a currency for out-of-home.
Sure, absolutely. So North Asia is still a relatively new regions to programmatic buy. And in markets such as China, where programmatic digital out-of-home is almost non-existent, buyers and sellers are actually looking at us, Hivestack, as the market leader to define those common currency for programmatic digital out-of-home buy, such as switching the language and currency for buying outdoor ads from now using spots to impressions. And we've done a really good job in the last 10 months in introducing the concept of impression multiplier to media owners in China, helping them to understand that, hey, we're here to bring you not only incremental dollars, but incremental value to all your outdoor screens. So we're really trying to make an effort in markets like these, China, Korea, to promote, the whole concept of programmatic buy and the currency that goes along with it.
Thank you, Troy. Indeed, some of the markets such as China would be nascent at this point in time, but I think you would know that it shows much growth potential. Then perhaps for the more mature markets and a forward-looking piece. So with what we have spoken about so far, we can agree that there are a range of factors that drive consideration of programmatic digital out-of-home's usage. That is, flexible buying options, operational efficiencies, enhanced data allowing for much more precise targeting. And perhaps one area that some of us may have forgotten in the process is creativity, which is one of the most important drivers of advertising effectiveness. So have we demonstrated enough in helping advertisers see the impact of programmatic digital out-of-home, what it can deliver when creative is adapted to suit the different out-of-home environments? And perhaps we can have Troy to share your views on this. what are some of the exciting new developments that we can look forward to?
Sure. So we're seeing more and more animated 3D outdoor ads being served in very unique outdoor environments to attract eyeballs. But like how Gavin said, aside from these very creative ads, I think a relevant and dynamic creative ads is just as important in helping advertisers to see the impact of these type of programmatic digital out-of-home ads to drive results. So to add on to some of the examples that Gavin shared, I want to share two recent case studies where we help a gas stations company to serve a car wash ads near its gas stations during the gloomy weathers. So only serving the ads in relevant times. And for the other times, we're promoting the gas station's products and services in sunny weather. We've also helped a fast food chain companies where we have a very dynamic ads to serve various menu depending on the temperature of that day. So again, it's all about relevancy and serving the right ads to the right audience.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us what creativity could really look like. And I think at the end of the day is creativity, not for creativity's sake, but to really look at producing results, whether it's conversions or brand uplift. So thank you for that. So next. So cities are evolving faster than ever with growing populations for some markets, improved urban development and transportation, and new modes of transportations from scooters, bicycles, and vehicles. And they're all sharing the same space along the roads, pavements, walkways. And this change is placing us out of home right where advertisers want, right where the audiences are. So out of home as a medium, as we know, is evolving faster than TV, radio, newspaper, print, because of its malleability underpinned by its ability to digitize and its birthright in the mobility space. So this is an ecosystem that integrates public amenities, audience touchpoints, merchants, online, offline transactions, and on-demand deliveries. So the opportunities are limitless. If you could give one advice to share with us on how we should think differently in the mobility space, what would that be? And perhaps I can invite Troy first to share your thoughts.
So I think with technology and the readiness of the ecosystem, marketers can now plan media in outdoor just like how they would have planned it in media in other channels, as we said it earlier. And programmatic digital out-of-home has really just complete the circle of a real omni-channel programmatic campaign along with CTV, mobile, desktop, etc. And I think with that said, there are many, many case studies that show programmatic digital out-of-home is a very complementary channel to other digital media channels for targeting and retargeting to drive performance campaign results. So I would encourage marketers to think outside of the box more when it comes to planning digital out-of-home ad campaigns.
Great advice from our speakers to really actualize a true omni-channel programmatic buy across the media channels. And Shrikant, you spoke about staying relevant with the right content for out-of-home is important. And then to reach the right audience at the right location in real time and using creativity, as Gavin mentioned, to encapsulate the customers in the right environment. So I shall leave it as this for the last question as our time is up. I do thank you to all our speakers here today for being honest and candid in your responses. And I hope our viewers have gotten some good takeaways from this session. So thank you very much, the Programmatic Power Panel.
Thanks a lot, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Fellow panelists. Thank you.